It's another Riley Friday on the Sleepers podcast. Hello, welcome to the show. It's not a Twinsky episode today. I'm sorry. The Holy Twinity. Have you heard that nickname for you guys yet?
I did. I saw it in the comments. I know you and Dion mentioned it on Tuesday's show, I believe. Honored. I do. You are welcome to be that third person, G. I just want you to know that. I see you. I validate you.
So I was going to propose some other nickname opportunities if you guys are the Holy Twinity, and again, I'll let y'all rock with that because you guys deserve that. Very special relationship. I was thinking for me, I could be Osama Twin Laden.
Is that like, oh, is just like the contrast to the Holy Trinity?
I don't know. I just feel like I resonate with that more.
Do you care to expand on that at all?
Well, I feel like you two are just so happy together. And like there's this mystique, there's this powerful, very much twinity. And I feel like a misunderstood, disgruntled, evil figure in all of this, you know?
Because where it's like you come in and when Carter and I do our Twinsky lock in this whole bit, that is very much real and not at all forced or manufactured. A lot of times it's surrounded upon joy, centered upon happiness, connectedness, and feeling like, oh, we're very high on this, whether it's a player or a shared hobby, and you come in and sort of
Blow it
submarine our
all up.
plans.
Yeah.
I was not going to go that far, but
So, well, I think I got to stop and correct myself quickly because I'm pretty sure I just accidentally called Osama bin Laden misunderstood. Want to
yeah,
make it unbelievably clear that's not what I'm intending to do. So, you know what? Should we move on? Do you have any other proposed nicknames for me?
well, so here's my thing. If me and Carter are the Holy Trinity, you and I already have our own nickname with 22 flight attendants.
I don't know that that one's caught on the way you want it to, but sure. That's just what our band name would have been.
Yeah, or we would have been like Swayze or Gym Class Heroes. There are so many puns you could make on these like rap indie rock hybrid bands that just had a generational run in the 2010s, where once again, I will go to my grave saying, had my dad just been a Methodist pastor in East Lansing, we would be famous through music right now. And I'm sad we missed out on it, but there's a lot of material that they gave us.
I do think we could at the Final Four next year in Indy, we could book studio time instead of like some of our other midday activities. You and I could just go to the studio for an afternoon. I feel like Dion would come with us. He'd really enjoy that and just kind of be in the background. Just he'd be a great vibes guy in the stew. I don't think Carter would be willing to come with us.
No, I don't think he would. I think
Yeah.
when you pitch it to him, he would pull some joke about, let's see, I would I would cook up crack before I cook up beats with y'all. He would say
Yeah.
something like that.
That's a good read. Honestly, we could do this on his media basketball game day because normally he just abandons the house to go hoop with Isaac Trotter. So, yeah, you and me and Dion could hit the studio
Go to the
this year. That'd be
studio.
fun. Yeah.
Were you a Travie McCoy guy at all?
Oh yeah.
Can you give me like a Bruno Mars? I want to be a billionaire.
You want me to sing that real quick?
Is
I
there
want to
any?
be a billionaire so freaking bad. Buy all of the things I never had.
What up, Oprah? Once again,
Unbelievable, man.
people don't realize that I'm serious. That we could have been in that gym class hero Travie McCoy tier. Just didn't work out. But hey, maybe we'll make a 2010s themed banger in Indy this upcoming April.
We can try. That is for certain. So you have a harder job than most people realize. You have to balance being equally close with Carter and equally close with me. And I think the
Hmm.
nature of our relationship, given that we do the threesome sometimes, sometimes Carter and I fight over you, it feels like. And if I had to just give an honest assessment of the situation, it feels like you naturally gravitate towards Carter's arms a little bit. He's got big arms, so I get it. I don't hold that against you at all. I understand my place in all this, but just so we could like set some parameters here. If you had to save one of Carter or I from falling off of a bridge to our imminent death, who would you save?
I would sacrifice myself.
Can I make my pitch?
Yes, please make your pitch.
So if you saved Carter and not me, sleepers would die.
Hmm.
Just at, like, not to act like I'm that important to it, but like JK would basically have to do all logistics. I'd give that like 2.5 weeks. And I think you would all quit. So like if you love doing this beyond just loving us, I think I have to be the pick, but also then you do lose a Twinsky.
Hmm. Oh man. You don't like my middle ground non-answer where I'm sacrificing myself instead?
No, I'm not a fan of non-answers. Like
Is
I'm
there any?
totally willing to just be the death in this scenario. I think Carter is too. But yeah, I kind of want an honest answer.
You're not gonna get one.
This hurts. That
I'm
means
gonna
it's
fence
me.
ride. No, it's not. I wouldn't let either of you. I like the way that I think about it. It's like I want to bless both of you equally.
Oh my,
Like
great.
I want to view myself as the father figure here, where it's just I'm putting my hands on both of my sons and saying, "Be blessed, my offspring, and go forward."
So you are the father in the
Hmm.
Holy Trinity. Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, that's what
Okay.
I want to do here.
All right. Saddam Twinsane. That one doesn't work. Should we move on?
We should.
Yeah, let's move on. Okay. YouTube comment of the day. I don't have one. Do you have one? Otherwise, I can look one up.
I do not have one prepped, but I'm always gonna hit you with a little da 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 and see what we're working with. I want to see if let's see what's going on in this Texas Tech state of the program. Do we have any comments on this one? We got Tano. We got oh man, Texas Tech fans. I know they're pretty rabid. I was hoping we get something from them.
Hmm.
Let's see. All right. Where does Purdue turn after? Let's see. Do I have anything here? Purdue's too much in the weeds.
Bad comment day, it seems. Maybe Discord can save us.
Okay. This was looking at the 5-and-5 video that you and Carter did.
Hmm.
So this comes from Eddie Congress. He says the NCAA needs to put an eligibility rule for the Adriatic League guys. Every year in a Euro Pro League is treated as a year of eligibility in college basketball. That's a pretty good solution. I think the NCAA has with a lot of these guys, it's like they give them 2 years of eligibility, like Mikhailo Boskovic at BYU. Who else? How many years of eligibility did Big T get? Did he get three?
Big T got three, although he claims he only wants to use two,
Mm-hmm.
but he's going to use three.
How many is? Do we know how many Petro got?
We don't know
Or has
on
that
Petro
not been
yet, as
announced
far
yet?
as I know. I would assume Petro gets three or two. One of the
I
two.
think Urban Klavshar at Florida got like three or four. Oh no, he's listed as a junior, so he got three. Yeah, with a lot of those guys, I think Klavshar's older. I know like Boskovic is really the only one who I can think of who only got two, and I mean, Boskovic is nearly our age, but I like having some sort of solution to where like even to me, Big T seems like he should just get two. I don't know
Yeah.
if we need 3 years of Big T at Illinois, as much as I like watching him play, but he is an older guy. And I think, generally speaking, I don't want the 5-and-5 rule to pass. I want to go back to you get 4 years and that's it, unless you have injuries or if you sit out a year or whatever. I think doing the whole 5 years where you just play 5 straight years like that needs to be gone. That
Yeah,
should be a
what's better than 5-5 for me, and I haven't heard anyone say this. I don't know why. It seems like simple math, not a math show. But better than 5-5, 4-5. Why can't 4-5 be the rule? Why can't we just say once your body clock hits 5 years, you're gone? Why do we
Mhm.
need to give guys a fifth year of eligibility just to say you only get 5 years? It doesn't make sense to me. You could do that while also keeping the eligibility rules at four.
Hold on. Can you what do the number what does the first number mean? What does the second number
How
mean?
many years you can play?
So why so why do they call it 5-and-5?
Because in theory, if 5-5 is passed, if you're a true senior, you've played
Uh-huh.
4 straight years since high school, you can now play a fifth year.
Ah, yes.
So if
Yes.
this is passed, Braden Smith and Fletcher Lawyer could get another year, which to me is ludicrous. And I get like, I'm Purdue's number one team in the country. Do I want to face Braden again? No. But also, let's be
Mhm.
real about this. If Braden Smith sets the assist record by coming back for a fifth year to do it, it totally cheapens doing it.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So I like again, I like the fact that we're saying, oh, we can't have any more 27-year-old seniors. Like
Yeah.
you get 5 years, not seven. No more Jordan
Hmm.
Bohannons.
Hmm.
But I don't get adding a fifth year of eligibility to guys. I hate that. You know what I hated? The COVID year. So now we're just making a rule where everyone gets a COVID year.
Yeah.
Like that's
And
gonna be
it's
miserable.
how many guys like the traditional 5 year players came back and accomplished what they hoped for?
None of them.
Like Hunter, you think Hunter Dickinson, Caleb Love, RJ Davis are all like, well, I guess Caleb Love at least got another Sweet 16 out of it. But as a whole, Mark Sears is another one. Man, I guess he got an Elite Eight out of it. But I'm just looking at these guys where like Sears, Caleb, RJ, Hunter Dickinson were all like preseason All American types. And I don't know if any of them made an All American team last year.
Yeah. No, it didn't work out. Like those guys did not dominate the sport the way it was expected. And
Hmm.
again, I think you also deal with guys being checked out in the
Yeah.
NIL era. It's part of it. They're back for a paycheck. What 23-year-old that's not taking class anymore still wants to do this? All your friends have moved on. So
Hmm.
like at a certain point, move on. I hope honestly, it's weird because I hope it passes to get rid of the 27-year-olds, but I hope it doesn't pass because guys taking a fifth year would just drive me crazy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll get used to it at some point, but we'll see. Good YouTube comment today. Let's move to the Discord. Join the Discord. It's the number one way to support the show. We read the comments every single day from our lovely Discord, and the money that we make from Discord goes straight to supporting our team and building out our team. We had a record numbers week last week on the YouTube channel. Riley Davis, Dion, Tanner, J Man, Hammer were all huge parts of that. Producer JK behind the scenes. And it's everyone's support in the Discord that makes it possible for all these people to chip in with the channel as it continues to grow. So shout out to the Discord. We love y'all. Let's get to the comments portion. Um, let's see, where are we? Fam starts us off today. Of course it is. Happy Bluffs Friday. Y'all know how we rock. What's your go-to way of celebrating a good betting weekend? From my guy Bluffs, aka Christ's top descendant. What do you think an equivalent feeling is to a weekend betting heater? Not trying to put Bluffs into a corner like when my guys encouraged him to fight parents on a playground. Just here to learn more about Bluffs. Hashtag Bluffs Friday.
I would say the most comparable thing to this rarely, if ever, happens. If I can go a clean sweep and get a Buccaneers win, a UNC football win, and 3 for 3 in fantasy football, like winning all three leagues. If I can go 5-0 in a weekend, that to me is like you can't say anything to me that for the next like 3 days. Best way I would celebrate that, honestly, Greg. I have a little bit of a late night snacking tendency, and when I'm up on watching Monday Night
Oh.
Football, if I can like I mean, if I'm celebrating going 5-0, I'm probably breaking out the Trader Joe's frozen chicken fried rice, cooking that up at 11 o'clock and going to town on it.
Wow, that's a great shout. Honestly, just the item itself, Trader Joe's chicken fried rice slaps. I love a late
So
night
good.
chicken fried rice. Okay, yeah, great question. Love the way fam frames these on Bluffs Friday. Loved getting your perspective on what your version of that is. The number one way to celebrate a good betting weekend, withdraw. Always withdraw. Make sure that hits the account. Move that shit to savings. The wife is like, "Whoa, we won some bets," and then you get a little look. Beyond that. The one time I hit like that $37,000 parlay, I was with friends watching football all day. We went to the bar. I gave everybody an open tab at the bar. Did not look at the price tag. Signed the line Trey Burke with a three in the corner. I sang a Drake song on karaoke. Too much, by the way. Great song. And went home and got fertile. That's always the best way to celebrate something big in life. So thank you, fam. Let's move on. Isaiah from NYC. Happy Friday. Carter, what was your first thought about AJ Hogard when you heard Izzo was recruiting him? Was it the same way as Jeremy Fears? Because that's basically in shape AJ Hogard. Do you want to take this one on behalf of the big fella who's not here today?
Uh, yeah, when Izzo first started recruiting him, I always like Huntington prep guys. Gee, you know this. So I had high hopes, but it just didn't work out. And bye.
There's so good at impressions, man. Sid says, I don't know about you or other Illinois fans, but I can't wait for the return of a beloved former Illinois big man who transferred to another school to come back and play in the State Farm Center this season. So looking forward to the reception he's going to get being on the other side. Personally, I will be cheering for him, not only in that game, but the whole season. Hope he has all the success in the world. Let's go, Brandon Lieb. Sid, nice bait and switch there. Clearly, Merez Johnson. Yeah, I see that. I plan on being at that game in a t-shirt that has all the headshots of every current Illinois player on the team, photoshopped in Michigan uniforms, saying mine on the top of it. Do you like that move, Riley?
I do, yes.
Yeah, I'll probably get punched, but it's going to be fun. Let's see. War Chant says, what do you like better? A, current Big Ten with 18 schools and very unbalanced schedules. B, Big Ten that was most of your life with 14 schools and an unbalanced schedule. C, OG Big Ten with 10 schools with home and home. With everyone in hoops, you play everyone in football. It's C for me. I'm going B. I'm going B. I think 10 schools is just not enough to be a serious conference in this day and age with two sports. I wish that we could balance the schedules, but also like you cut Penn State out of the Big Ten. That doesn't feel like the Big Ten. You need Penn State football games to feel like the Big Ten. So yeah, I hate the 18 teams. I hate the West Coast schools being part of this conference, but yeah, I would go B. Do you have any thoughts?
I loved like the OG Big Ten. I feel like, I mean, we grew up with that, like watching Ohio State in their glory days in football, Ohio State Miami matchups in the national championship. And however, I probably would go like just acknowledging that's a bygone era. I would probably add option D and say throw UNC into the Big Ten because that would be great for us as a school monetarily and would be just absolutely fantastic for content on this channel.
Yep, agreed. All right, I want to warn everybody. I believe this is the longest Malik flurry I have ever seen. 11 consecutive tags of Sleepers Media. But reminder, when you join the Discord, we read the comments. So let's get to it. Malik starts us off. Happy Riley. Let's start the flurry. You guys ready? Yes, ready. Also, do you like the idea of just Happy Riley instead of Happy Riley Friday?
I mean, he's been doing it for like 3 weeks now, so I just think it's here to stay.
Happy Riley. Have to say, Greg been killing the newsletter. Every article has been fired. Just one of the many perks of being part of the Sleepers Media Discord. When it's time to put your man's best friend to rest, how will you guys send them off? Mine's is by fire. How about you? Is he talking about incinerating his dead dog?
That's what it sounds like, yes.
How will you send off your dog?
Oh man, I don't know. I haven't. I would prefer not to. Probably just bury him. Maybe do like the little paw print, like in memoriam. I definitely will be sad and will want to commemorate him somehow. But yeah, I don't think I'm going to incinerate him. No.
Yeah, okay. I plan on getting a hologram 3D version of Benji, and I don't know what we'll do with it, but that's my plan. Moving on, I have to say the Indiana Fever has some nice jerseys. Those black and red ones look really good. It was sad to see them lose. Were you rooting for anyone in the WNBA playoffs, Riley?
I was not. Could not be. Have like. I have not. I cannot be less tapped in. And it's not that I'm anti WNBA or anything. I just have. I follow a lot of sports as is. This is a nice time of year where I don't really have to and can devote more of that to family.
Gotta say this. I wasn't locked in, but I gotta float this. I haven't seen anybody talking about this. So the Fever lost Caitlin Clark and got way better?
Aren't you a Caitlyn guy though?
I am. But just so I'm clear, Caitlin Clark was out for the year, and the Fever made a crazy playoff run to very late in the league.
It's worth monitoring. That's
They
for
made
sure.
it further than they did with Caitlin. Did I have that correct? I'm not a good look for Caitlin Clark people, and I'm a Caitlin Clark person, but that's strange. With Juju Watkins out for the season, does she still get paid because she ain't playing? Does she go pro or stay as long as she can in college?
Mm.
I would assume there are contractual stipulations that will still get Juju paid.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I would say I'm still saying she probably stays as long as she can in college.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, but I hope she gets paid. Malik, take your hats off, please. Have to give a respect to USA women track team and Jamaica's team. They are the top dogs in the sport. Shelly Ann Fraser Price, you will be missed. Amazing runner for Jamaica. Why ain't this being talked about enough? Olympics happening in Japan.
Shelly Ann Fraser Price is dope. I think she's the one who doesn't she have like an 8 or 9 year old kid who was cheering her on at the last Olympics? If she's the one who I'm thinking of, I appreciated her and her story.
I thought this was like a four-person bobsled team or something. Shelley Ann Fraser Price is one human being.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Hold on, give me. You can keep reading Malik comments.
Yeah, we're gonna move on. I deserve a seat at the table. Well, you have a lot of sports that we all played as a kid. Carter played basketball and he claims baseball, but all I can imagine is High School Musical too. Baseball, you out there dancing with a bat and singing. Riley playing football, Greg tennis. What about bowling? Why ain't that a Olympic sport? Every country I've been to likes bowling. Strike.
So Malik is not
Stylistically, it's just special, man. It is. I love bowling.
the strike at the end. Are you good at bowling?
I'm on the hot seat with bowling because I
Hmm.
was good at bowling, and then I was talking up a big game and went to the Final Four, and we bowled with Connor Hope late night, first
Oh
night last
yeah, I
year.
forgot about
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
I was really bad the night that we bowled with Connor Hope, but yeah, I was in a league like 5 or 6 years ago with my brother-in-law and some friends, and got to the point where I was consistently bowling around 200.
Jeez.
That felt
That's
really good, but it's been
yeah.
years.
Mm. Do you have your own bowling ball? Slash, did you at your bowling peak?
I do. It's the same ball I used back then. If I was a serious bowler, I would probably need a new one by now. But yeah, ball and shoes. Honestly, this sounds crazy. One of the best purchases I would ever advise, even if you're not a bowler whatsoever, if you have kids, get bowling shoes. You save so much money not paying for bowling shoes.
Hmm.
And it like if you bowl once a year, if you bring family, pair of bowling shoes is a good investment.
Huh, that's good to know.
Yeah, I got mine for like $25 online. It's more than you pay for a whole family to get shoes. Do you have anything you looked up that you want to go back to, or should we keep moving on with Malik?
Shelly Ann Fraser Price was who I was thinking of. She was, I think she's a very accomplished sprinter. And yeah, I just remember I enjoyed watching the Olympics this past time around. She had her son in the crowd who was like so invested in it. It was like just fun and heartwarming to see. So
Shout out to SAFPA. Malik says Sports USA never got, excuse me, Sports USA never got a medal in badminton. Really, we got good tennis players. Handball, New York be playing like it's the best sport. Rhythmic. Malik, what are we doing, man? Gymnastics saw this on Lizzie McGuire. She was in tights. That's a win. Good Lord. Table tennis, so Forrest Gump didn't win a medal. Trampoline, what the heck? Which one would you most likely try to win a medal in? Badminton for me, volley and tennis together. Me and Greg can team up. Tennis. I'm good at tennis.
I guess trampoline for me then.
Tanner out here standing on business. I like it. Glad to see someone standing on business and ain't drinking the punch. I got your back against those train takers because last year I made some comments about them and I was brushed aside. Well, guess what? They pissed the bed and smelled like the trains in New York. You guess admitting I was right about them last year. P.S. Smith isn't that good on defense. Believe it or not, this is about Purdue. Tanner is a Purdue skeptic. Malik apparently is too, and he called Purdue fans train takers. Is Riley frozen? Are you back? Riley, are you here?
I think I'm back. I'm back.
Okay.
I'm back.
Did
Yep,
you
I'm
catch
good.
any of Malik's rant about train takers?
I did, yes. Train takers. I mean, he is creative. You got if you can say one thing about Malik is he's creative in his syntax, his wording, just the whole ordeal that is Malik.
A modern day Dr. Seuss. More from Malik. What college player, any sport, should have a big back meal deal? There's a pasta boat that's like four pizza slices rolled filled with pasta. I think Greg would like that. Is this calling me fat?
It is a little bit, and I will not make the mistake of staying there stone faced like I did a couple weeks ago.
That's okay.
Unacceptable, Malik.
It's okay. I'm under fire for little weight gain, which the numbers do not back up, by the way. I'm just saying, you don't get to see my scale, but I'm down 10 from a couple months ago and people are on my ass. Moving on. Malik says MSUBF, Michigan State best friend Greg is killing it with what's going on with MSU. Carr is working on his dribbling, but Tom said they on him the most about rebounding. Any thoughts? If we actually have 10 good players, do we actually have a chance to make another Final Four? Michigan State always has a chance to make the Final Four. Tom Izzo could drag Riley and I and three of our friends there. With that said, Tom said they're on Cohen about rebounding. I raised that all of last year that he's a disastrous rebounder for how athletic he is. And all I got from Michigan State fans was, well, it's actually schematic. They don't want him to rebound. Turns out that's not true. So he's just a really bad rebounder as an elite athlete. Riley, your thoughts?
Uh, I'm still hung up on like, can this team with 10 good players make the Final Four? I don't, maybe have some more realistic expectations. That would be my advice.
Yeah.
And yes, Greg, beat your chest for being right about Cohen Carr.
Thank you. Last one from Malik. Sleepers need an ending theme song or melody, something to end the show. Can I get my own End of Flurry theme song? What song would you give me, guys, for my End of Flurry and no Drake at all? Do you want to give us a rendition of Malik's End of Flurry song?
I want to be Malik Perry so freaking bad. Coming up with flurries to two, three dads.
There we go. There we go.
I
Uh,
want to be on the cover of the Discord comment page, saying things you skip over and rage.
I mean, that's really good. Can I give my on the spot
Yeah, please do.
alternative interpretation? So, are you familiar with Olivia Dean? Cart's obsessed with her right now.
I'm not.
Probably not. Do you recognize the radio song at least? The Man I Need. Come be the man I need. Tell me you got something to live. I want it. You don't know it at all, do you?
No.
God, you frustrate
I'm
me
I'm sorry.
sometimes.
I'm
It's
sorry for letting you down.
everywhere. Okay. Anyways, I would take that and I'd be like, it's a Malik Flurry. Tell me you got 20 comments. I want them. I kind of like it when you misspell all the words. Da-da-da-da. That would be where I'd go with it. Okay, moving on. Yay. Sleeve says, Happy Riz Friday. Riley, you're the health guy here. I'm thinking about getting into the consumption of salmon since I know it's one of the best things you can eat. How should I cook it? And do you have any simple tips?
Yeah, I love salmon. I always lean toward the two easiest tips: grill it, buy wild caught salmon. Do not buy farm raised salmon. Farm raised salmon sucks. Once you have wild caught, you will never go back to farm raised.
Wow, real salmon talk on the Sleepers podcast. Thank you, Sleeve and Riley. More from Sleeve. Got to give a shout out to Dion. He's been great on the pod the past 2 weeks. Awesome job, D. I'd like to endorse this message as well. Round of applause for Dion. He's been sensational. We love him and all that he gives us. Also, noteworthy moment there because Sleeve is a notorious Dion hater. He has always been on Dion's ass about being better and not being what this channel needs. So, Sleeve tipping the cap. I think that shows you a great couple weeks from Dion.
I agree. I think Dion's really coming to his own as a podcaster, and yeah, nice little olive branch moment here.
Yeah, I would like to say, I keep saying it, but last week, best offseason numbers week we have ever had. Very noteworthy. Cart and I didn't do a day together last week. So when
hmm
you go back and look at who was on the channel, it was Dion for 4 of the 5 days, and then it was Riley jumping in on Thursdays as always. But like Dion carried the best week of Sleepers YouTube ever.
It's
Crazy.
amazing what happens when people overlook him mistaking David Merkovic's age. Lo and behold, that does not completely discredit someone to not know how old David Merkovich is. Who would have
Insane.
thought?
Insane. Last from Sleeve, Riley and Greg, how are the little ones? You want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, he's great at preschool right now. Greg, you're being put on the spot. What is he learning? They had videos from preschool on Tuesday of him playing with a like an egg shaker, making some music, and playing on a drum. So he's learning how to be a musician.
Love that. Quick question. Has Theo ever gotten hand, foot, mouth disease?
He has, yes.
Hmm.
Mask. You know the answer to this.
Well, I'm just noteworthy right now. Cart and Meg and Leon were supposed to come visit us this weekend and just got a text this morning. They can't come because Leon has hand, foot, and mouth disease. Kind of crazy that it's the daycare parents whose kids have hand, foot, and mouth disease. Huh.
Preschool parents, but yes, he did get his at a daycare at summer.
Preschool.
It was a summer camp this past summer.
Okay. All right. Again, hey, I'm not parent shaming. I'm just saying it's Thursday. My little ones are great. Love them both. They're great. Banks is in the 99th percentile for height per his 6 month appointment earlier this week. Shooter with size, well on the way. He's still a psychopath. And Murphy's like really, really sweet right now. She told us in one big thing yesterday, but she just came up to me and Mal as we were like wrapping up the night, about to go upstairs last night. And she goes, "That was a really fun day, mommy and daddy." It's the cutest thing ever.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
You gotta love when you get those moments. Theo's been showing a little bit more of that sentimentality too. Really makes you
Yeah,
feel special.
they really, Theo's probably right at this point. They like become their real individual persons at a certain
Mhm.
point, and like
Yes.
you realize you can't actually script anything they do. And
Hmm.
when they just give you sweetness from themselves, it's like really, really awesome.
You can't beat it for
Yeah.
sure.
All right, moving on. Also, get well, Leon. And well, Theo already got well. Theo's a beast. Moving on, War Chant says, I was surprised to learn Greg is annoyed by Trent Frazier. What about Trent do you dislike? Is it because he was good against Michigan? I do remember Trent had one of his best games when Iowa was out. So the 5 years he played at Illinois, is it something about his behaviors or personality? Trent is Brett's poster child for everyday guys. Maybe it's that. Happy to speak on this. I despise Trent Frazier because he propagated the belief that Illinois was the real Big Ten champions when they weren't. Nowhere in
Mm.
the Big Ten history book will it say that Illinois won the league that year. Only in Trent Frazier's made up little loose leaf paper whiteboard will it say that. Um, I think he tries to take credit for things that straight up didn't happen. And he fueled the Illinois fan base, which has become this big antagonistic, we hate Michigan fan base, to be the people saying that. There's no reason it should be that way. He's also a role player, and y'all remember him as way more than a role player.
Mm.
So, like,
Speak on
sorry,
it.
Travis Trice gets remembered as Cassius Winston because he stayed for more than 2 seasons at Illinois. Come on, get out of here. Do you have any thoughts on Trent Frazier?
I actually loved watching Frazier play. However, where I empathize with you, it's a lot of what like NC State fans like to say about DJ Burns because they had their little fugazi run to the ACC tournament title. And it's like, oh, he has more ACC championships than Armando Bacot, which Armando Bacot won the regular season that year. People love to say, oh, it's only the tournament champ that counts. And you only say that if you never won the regular season. So
Trent Frazier was Trey Holloman with better marketing. And he's remembered as like this really important program guy just because he got chippy and wanted to fight people. It's annoying.
I mean, he was an elite shooter at his best.
What do you think Trent Frazier's career numbers are, Riley? Should we
Probably
look these
34.
up?
I'm gonna guess 34% from three.
Oh,
But he had one.
I bet he's better than that. I just bet he averaged like 8 points a game, and we're remembering him as a great.
There was one season where I think he hit over 100 threes.
Trent Frazier career averages 11 and 2, 35% from three.
Oh, at least I was close on 3-point
That's
percentage.
good. I mean, that's better than I thought. I thought he was 8 points a game, but shout out to Trent Frazier, Illini legend. All hail the Pope says, Riley, thank you for keeping Riley Friday. Who do you think is the most underrated top 10 team in basketball? How will Lions and Bucks do Sunday?
Mm. Underrated top 10 team basketball is first.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anybody who's underrated in the top 10. I think they're all properly rated.
I would buy UConn. I think
Oh,
that
yeah.
world they end up like number one, and they're kind of talked about like fifth right now.
Yeah, I like that pick. Everybody else, I'm kind of like, yeah, I see the reasoning. Maybe Arizona, just because I've been sticking my neck out for them all offseason. I'll ride with them. But Sunday, I don't know. I like the Bucks' chances against Seattle. Anytime you get Todd Bowles, I have plenty of issues with Todd Bowles as a coach, but he always does well against mediocre to bad quarterbacks. I don't think Sam Darnold is anything special. I think he should be able to pressure him, make him uncomfortable, and they'll shut down the running game and hopefully just won't get beat by JSN, and they should win the game.
Yeah. What's going on with Bucky Irving?
I don't know. Something with his ankle. That's why I picked up Sean Tucker in a couple leagues.
I'm so
Sean,
annoyed by it because I have him on my team, and he got hurt in the second quarter and then ripped off like an 80-yard touchdown
yeah.
reception, played the final drive banging through people looking totally fine. And now 2 days later he's on crutches in a boot. Like, huh?
I this is like I don't know. The Bucks have just felt cursed with injuries this year. I
Yeah.
hope he can rebound quick. Like they need him. I think Sean Tucker and Rashad White can hold it down for a game or two, but yeah, you need Bucky. I think even though his like yards per carry hasn't been great so far, he passes the eye test. He's
Yeah.
elusive. He breaks tackles. That was always his thing at Oregon too. You couldn't bring him down, even though he's like 5'8". So
Yeah, he's
hopefully,
such a bell cow. He really is. He's usually very durable too. I feel like I can deal with injuries and accept them when I see them. When a
hmm
guy like plays a whole half of football unmoved by an injury and then is like, I can't walk 2 days later, I'm just confused. What did they shoot
yeah.
him up with in that game? It's crazy. Anyways, get well. I'm still holding out hope it's a fake injury and he's back. Lions are going to slaughter the Bengals. The Bengals are probably the worst team in football right now with Jake Browning. You can get the Lions to win the NFC North, by the way, at plus money. The Packers are still favored, and we're a half game up on them. And the Packers come to Detroit later this year. I don't get that at all. I think this is the best team in the division still.
I'm I am out on the Packers as like the Super Bowl favorite already. I think they'll still be good, but I mean to get taken to that tie with Dallas, look terrible against Cleveland.
Yeah.
I think you could only have like, well, how should I put this? You can have five number two receivers, but then it doesn't make one of them the number one.
Yeah.
Like they just don't have enough. They're not elite enough at the skill positions to help Love out.
Yeah. Right. I agree. So, all right. Well, we're both confident. We have good football teams to root for. That's the comments today. Thank you, Discord. As always, we appreciate you. Let's hear a word from our sponsor. Dion, you okay? You look a little sweaty.
So every August, September, my air conditioning breaks, and there's just nothing I can do about it.
Dude, that's tough. Out in California, too. Like, I mean, what is it, like 80 degrees still there today?
Today's gonna be like 85, 90, but like peak summer, it gets to like 110. My AC just doesn't ever hold up.
I mean, it sounds like it's a bummer that you can't take advantage of Duncan Mechanical Solutions because Duncan Mechanical Solutions is an HVAC company based in Angola, servicing the tri-state area, bringing commercial quality to the residential world with excellent customer service. You heard us talk about Duncan Mechanical last summer. If you need heating or air conditioning, kitchen or bath remodeling, or all of the above, Duncan Mechanical is the place to go in the Midwest. Go to DuncanMechanicalSolutions.com to take advantage and make sure you don't wind up like Dion. Topic one, what we got?
All right, G, I gave you a heads up on this one and said it's time for what is it, the fourth musical number of the day now, where to introduce this first topic. I'm going to turn it over to you. Well, really, you and I can do a duet here in the words of Enrique Iglesias. Ready? I can be your hero, baby. I can kiss away the pain.
Oh, yeah.
By you forever. You can take my breath away. All right, we are talking the top hero candidates in college basketball. And what I'm thinking for this category is I'm looking for guys who are high usage shot creators without much help around him. And as I'm looking for these names, it's okay if they have good pieces around them, just not great pieces. Like you can't say Christian Anderson because he
Yep.
is by far and away the best shot creator on Texas Tech. There's not a ton outside of him, but JT Toppin is too good. So I want to look at guys who's like, these guys are going to have massive roles, maybe on, let's say, you could do back end of the top 25 or even guys outside of the rankings who we could see being good enough, getting hot enough to carry their team to the tournament.
Love this. Absolutely love it. The first names coming to mind for me are all a bunch of freshmen, but I also just want to tip the cap to you. You come up with great topics, man. I don't know if you're just more energized for it doing it once a week than me, but I'm always in awe of the topics you bring to the channel. Just so original. Who comes to mind for you first, Riley?
So I want to come up with our top 10, and I have a bunch of names that I think, there are like four names that I think should be locks for like the top five or the top six. There's also some freshmen who I think can make a push. And then even there's a handful of guys who I would say could go either way. Like you might say their supporting cast is too good, but there are like, I'll say there are five guys I have as indisputable who I think need to be on this
Give
list.
me the indisputables. Let's get them on the list.
Darren Peterson, PJ Haggerty, Bennett Sturts, Jeremy Fears, LeBaron Philon.
Darren Peterson was on mine. Haggerty, I'm fine with. Bennett Sturts, I'm fine with. Phylon, you sure Bama's not too good?
So with the Jaleel Bethea injury, if you're looking at that backcourt, it's Aiden Holloway who almost had everything created for him last year. Like great catch and shoot specialist, but you're not really going to say get out of the way and let Aiden cook. We saw what that happened his freshman year at Auburn. I think his value is really contingent on LeBaron taking the next step. And Wrightsel's sort of the same way. Like, of course, those guys aren't clueless with the ball in their hands, but they're not like break you down off the bounce, go get you a bucket. I think Phylon is really the only one who can do that. And even though like I think the Bull Bowen and Aiden Sherrill front court could be good together, it's still not like there's not this huge talent advantage that I think would disqualify him.
Okay, if we're putting Phylon on the list, I would feel pretty strongly that Pettiford should also be. Because I like Bama's supporting cast more than I like Auburn's.
Really?
Is that a hot take?
It maybe it isn't. You just know I like Keyshawn Hall.
Yeah, I guess if you like Keyshawn Hall, that's different.
Well, even someone like Keyshawn Murphy, I think is really good. Like
I get the
Keyshawn
two
Murphy.
Keyshawn's confused. I got to be honest. Like, yeah, Okay.
Keyshawn Murphy is the big who was at Mississippi State. Who he was, I think he averaged like 11-7 last year and has a decent face up game and can guard a little bit. Like to me, I think he. I don't really see. To me, it feels like there's a 20% chance that Aiden Sherrill is better than Keyshawn Murphy this year. And
Okay.
I think at least with Pettiford, like you have someone Keyshawn Hall who scored close to 20 a game in the power conference at the power conference level last year.
All right. I'm willing to abandon Pettiford because I think in my gut feels I don't know that I'd put either Phylon or Pettiford on here, but I'm willing to I don't know, just hand this over. I'm fine. So we have Peterson, Haggerty, Sturts, Phylon. I have some nominees beyond that. You want me to run through them?
Yeah, I was gonna ask where are you at on Fears? Do you agree that Fears should be on the list?
Oh, I forgot. I just completely overlooked. I was going to make this a conversation. So when I think hero candidate, I definitely think like score first.
Mm-hmm.
Like you like carry the scoring burden to get your team there, and that's
Right.
just not Fears' game.
That's true. That's true.
But I was thinking of nominating Trey Fort, the transfer, who they're bringing in to like be the Jace replacement. But the
Hmm.
problem is like we don't know enough about Michigan State because MSU fans would tell you Cohen Carr is going to be the leading scorer, which I'm out on. I don't want Cohen Carr on this list, but I do think like my view of this roster is that it's pretty scoring limited and that
Hmm.
somebody's got to be like the bell cow. And I think Fort was brought to do it, but yeah, I wouldn't put Fears stylistically with how he plays on this list.
I'm good to at least have Trey Ford as a nomination.
Let's put Fort on the nominees list along with five other guys I have. I'm going to say them and then we can debate them, starting with AJ Storr.
You can leave him on the nominees for now. Yeah.
I think Ole Miss's roster stinks. I think Storr has already done this before back at Wisconsin when
Good
he
point.
heroed that team there. And I think that's what Chris Beards brought him in to do. This one I think is non-negotiable. Cade Lewis at Villanova.
He was on my nominees. I'm happy to move him into the non-negotiables.
Okay, Caden's on. We now have five locks. I like this one too. Sean Abayev.
Ha, also on my nominees.
Okay, we're rolling right now. If those two are on your nominees, what about Tunde Yesufu at Baylor?
That was the third freshman outside of DP that was on my nominees.
We're rolling. We're Twinskies right now. We have seven now locked. This one you might fight me on because of one player, Jackson Shellstab.
So Shellstab was on my list of supporting cast might be too good. I have him and Bruce Thornton on that list.
Thought about Thornton too.
Rodney Rice, Donovan Dent might have supporting casts that are too good. John Blackwell as well. Those are all guys I was throwing out there.
I think it's basically, I mean, with Oregon, I think they have three terrible starters. They have Biddle though. So if
Hmm.
Biddle's too good, it's kind of the Texas Tech like you've got Toppin, but Biddle's not Toppin.
Hmm.
So I don't know. One more nominee, Mikey Lewis.
I had Mikey Lewis on mine as well. I say let's add him to the list then. If we both have him nominated, let's throw him on there.
So we have right now, excuse me, Peterson, Haggerty, Sturts, Phylon, Lewis, Abayev, Yesufu, Lewis, Caden, and Mikey Lewis. Two more spots open. I'm out of nominations. The other nominations I said are Storr, Shellstad, and Fort.
Store. Okay. Let's see. I think Store can find his way on here. The other names I threw out, Neoklis Abdulas, but that might be a little too freshman heavy. Dedon Thomas, but I don't really want to buy LSU. Josh Josh Hubbard, but I don't particularly like watching him play. Anthony Robinson at Mizzou. I mean, Gates at least has a track record of getting to the dance and letting guys cook a little bit to where he could maybe take on some of that scoring burden that's now gone from Tamar Bates. Turning to my conference, I suggested Nate Calmese at Wake, but let's be real, they're going to be on the bubble, then poop their pants. Jaron Pierre at SMU. Don't feel great about that one either. This one I think we might be locked in on, Twin. Malik Mack at Georgetown. Can he
Yeah,
hero his way to the Hoyas getting back to the dance?
I like Mac. I think he's the answer.
All right. So right now, the list that I have, we had Peterson, Haggerty, Sturts, Lewis, Phylon, Abayev, Yesufu, and Mikey Lewis. We got two Lewises on here.
Yep.
Throwing Malik Mack on there. Does that get us to 9?
AJ Storr was 10.
Yeah, I'm good with that. I think I like that list a lot.
I think that feels really good too. Topic trois. What do we got?
Topic number 2, we just talked about the hero candidates. Next, I want to talk about the zero candidates. And what I mean by that is players who were an afterthought, or at least were an afterthought when they were added, who we could see even being anywhere from a contributor to even a high level scorer or the offensive engine. I think the prototype for this was what John Tanji was for Wisconsin last year. He's added, and it's like, okay, it's the dude who averaged 10 points per game at where was he? Was he at Mizzou before Wisconsin?
He was at yeah, he ended up in Missouri for a year. Yeah.
I feel like he didn't even play. I'm like, I know he was in college for forever, but I'm confusing even some of his stats there. But yeah, he was someone who wasn't even really seen as a needle mover when he committed to Wisconsin. I mean, we made videos making fun of how much they paid for him. He played 8 games at Missouri, scored
Yeah.
2.6 points per game at Mizzou the previous year before he got hurt, and ended up being an All-American. So yeah, I want to, if we can find 10 candidates to be the zero to, I guess, technically go to a hero, but at least become a competent role player for a team.
I like it. So, question for me before we begin. Do they have to be transfers? I kind of think yeah, but you say no?
I was saying, to me, I'm looking at guys whether they're, I would say, either a freshman or a transfer.
Basically like a new ad that isn't hyped that will outperform expectation.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I agree to these terms. Take me through it.
Okay, so I think you could. I feel like someone from Duke needs to be on this list just because when you look at their roster, this is a time of year where every coach feels good about his depth. Duke actually has depth. Duke actually is a deep team. They have, I think there will be minimal drop off from guys like 5 through 9. So as I'm looking at their guys who I think could be an impact player, even a starter, the first one who comes to mind is Sebastian Wilkins, because when he committed, it was like, okay, top 50 reclass kid, probably not going to have a huge role this year. But then they started putting out the hype videos. You see him in the practice clips, and it looks like he's going to be a factor. So I think he needs to make this list.
I love Sebastian Wilkins. I'm willing to just throw him on. I worry with Duke, like, I think no matter who we choose, I'm just so worried with how many guys they have that they'll get buried. Like
Mm-hmm.
I've been trying to gas Wilkins up, and then it's like the practice notes coming out of forget who it was that was at practice, maybe Brendan Marks, who was like, yeah, Kamini is the guy. Like Sebastian might not even play. So
Mm-hmm.
but I like it. Like I want that to be true, you know.
Mm-hmm. We can leave him as a nominee for now. We can stay on Tobacco Road and let me hype up my guy Derek Dixon for
I gotta
someone
say,
we did it.
I like Dixon better than Wilkins if we're going like the freshman no one's talking about.
Yeah, yeah. Let's go. Dixon, I think for sure is on the list.
Because part of that, if we're doing freshmen, part of it's got to be baked in that the guy in front of them doesn't fulfill.
Mm-hmm.
And I
That's
don't
fair.
think anyone in front of Sebastian Wilkins is going to like bust. I think Kyan Evans could.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. Makes a lot of sense. Can I stay in the ACC and give you one more zero candidate?
Yes.
Sam Lewis at Virginia. It's a huge transfer class. When you look at like the mid-major bucket getters they got, Jakari White and Malik Thomas kind of got all the headlines. Sam Lewis is someone who I was like largely unfamiliar with, even when he committed to Virginia, but he is someone who J Man put me on. J Man has watched his tape, broke it down, and said he thinks he's a future pro. Was all MAC first team last year at Toledo. And I think that the MAC has had a pretty good track record of up transfers to where I could see him turning out to be a factor at Virginia this year.
I'm okay with that. Well, I don't know anything about
All
Sam
right.
Lewis. I was considering nominating the freshman Mallory, the little 5'8" guard, because I love Chance
Ooh.
Mallory. But I
Sam
also
Lewis
don't
is getting kicked to
know
the curb.
the pitch for me for Virginia is like Dallin Hall's not the point guard here. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but if Sam Lewis, I trust J Man if the tape's sick for Sam Lewis. So
See, I trust J Man too, but I'm also a Chance Mallory guy to where I'm like, you've convinced me, get Lewis out of my face and let's put Chance Mallory on here.
all right, let's do Chance Mallory. So three ACC freshmen start off this list: Derek Dixon, Sebastian Wilkins, and Chance Mallory. If you have more nominations, keep leading the way.
All right. This one is, we're going to stay on the freshman track. I want to put Jacob Furphy on this list.
Give me the pitch.
I know you're going to say, like, what's his path to minutes? He's got this loaded backcourt in front of him. I just think he's really good. And I think there's a world, as much as I like Silas Demery, I said this with Carter last week, there is a chance that there was no one else around me merchant at Georgia because it's like, of course, Silas Demery made a bunch of threes and carried the offense. Who else was going to dribble, pass, or shoot for that team? You know? So if there's a world where maybe Demery underachieves a little bit, or maybe Mullins takes some time to adjust, and I get Furphy's also a freshman, but I just think with his ball handling and size and shooting ability, there's a chance that he cracks this rotation, maybe even earns himself a starting spot. I love everything he did at the FIBA U19 World Cup, and I hope it works out for him.
Okay. I also love Furphy. I love everything about his game. The hesitation for me is not even necessarily who's in front of him. It's that earlier this week there's a clip of Hurley asked what newcomer is going to be most impactful for you, and he named, quote, both point guards, Braylon Mullins, the flamethrower, Eric Rybe. He said nothing about Furphy. So I'm a little worried that's telling, just that he's buried, but I love his game. So
All right, we can leave him on the nominees for now.
we can just put him on. We live. I love his game. I think almost the way Hurley's talking about it, I'm convinced like Malachi Smith might be the answer because he keeps lumping him in with Demery, and I'm gassing that
Yeah.
train up. So, anyways, all right. So let's add Furphy, Dixon, Wilkins, Mallory, Furphy. My turn to nominate at least one. You kind of
Yep. Let me hear
frame
it.
this as the John Tonje category. How about John Tonje's replacement, Nick Boyd?
I like I like Nick Boyd a lot. Let's throw him on there. I was gonna say his recruitment was pretty quiet, you know? I feel like he was a little bit more than an afterthought because it was like he's coming in to be the starting point guard, but I think with the lack of fanfare around him, I'm good with him in this exercise.
Yeah, like nobody cares. People are making top 50 Big Ten player lists, and he's not on them.
All right,
Like,
cool.
I think he's just going to be awesome. He's really good. One more nominee from me, and I just can't wait to see your reaction to this one. But it comes from, I think, an Isaac Trotter article earlier this week. Cade Tyson.
No. I'm pulling rank here and saying no to Kate
Are we
Tyson
sure
on
he
this
just
list.
stinks? Trotter made a big schematic case that Medved's system in Minnesota is going to actually make him look like he did at Belmont.
Consider this, Greg. When Cade Tyson was at Belmont, he had a better point guard and a better big man than he did at UNC, and I think that speaks more to like who he actually is.
Yeah. Okay.
Like there was a lot of talent around him at Belmont. It's crazy they didn't make the tournament, and that's an indictment of Carolina last year that Elliot Cadeau and Van Allen Lubin were clear, clear downgrades from Jacoby Gillespie and Malik Dia, but I don't think he has it. Like his thing is, I think in order for Cade Tyson to work out, he would need to be an elite movement shooter with like his athletic and defensive limitations. And if you watch his Belmont tape, he looks best spotting up. He looks best putting the ball on the deck a little bit and attacking off the bounce. And I just don't know if that's going to translate in the Big Ten.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Fine. You pull rank there. So we have five: Dixon, Wilkins, Mallory, Furphy, Boyd. Need five more.
Let's see. What about someone like Amari Allen at Alabama? Have you watched him at all?
Ooh, I don't know him. No.
He's a 6'8" wing who can handle and shoot and is like a top 70 kid, but apparently Alabama loves him, like the coaching staff does.
Okay. I'm so
Told you.
if Nate Oates loves him, okay.
So we have how many names is that right so far?
We're
We
at
got six
six.
names. Is there any Big Ten zeros that you think besides from Nick Boyd?
I
Like
scrolled.
Keaton
I
Wagler,
I
Antoine
scrolled
West?
through and there was nothing. I guess Wagler. We've covered Wagler so much that he doesn't feel under the radar. But we can do Wagler.
What about like Trent Sisley or Alexa Ristich? Either of those guys?
I think Ristage stinks from what I've heard. Sisley's good. I don't really want to touch Indiana though, to be honest, in terms of like outperforming expectation at least.
Is there anyone on Maryland who's enticing, who is an afterthought? Like Miles Rice bounce back campaign?
I would have said Raquise Passmore, but he's out for the year now.
Yeah, that's tough. Anyone from your team, like Winters Grady? He's sort of seen as an afterthought. Is there a world where he cracks the rotation and he's pretty good?
I don't think Grady plays enough. That's the frustrating part. They're too top heavy. McKenney would be the guy. Dusty's really asking him up, but I don't know how off the radar he is, at least in my
Hmm.
world. And it's not guaranteed he's going to play. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's a bunch of great answers in the Big Ten world, honestly, as I scroll through it, other than Wagler. I'm good with Wagler.
What about Antoine West? Does he have too much of an uphill battle to playing time to make the list?
Yeah, I think there's a world where he just redshirts. Purdue fans are going to think I'm crazy, but with Cox, Harris, Meyer, Smith, I don't know where he gets 1 minute on this team at the one or the two.
Gotcha.
Oh man, this is probably the Purdue answer. I can't believe I'm actually doing this. I think it's probably Jack Benter.
Oh gosh, we can't. We've given them enough propaganda, but we need names on this one. Is it okay? Fine, I can throw Jack Benter on here.
I mean, I think, yeah, because there's 10 minutes opening behind TKR. Benter's
Hmm.
positional versatility has been gassed up like crazy. People have been comparing him to Brooks Barnhizer. I think it's Benter if we're going to do a Purdue guy.
I have another Big Ten name.
Hit me.
What if JJ Mandaquit is just the one dude on this team who can set up the bucket getters who doesn't need to get buckets himself?
I don't hate that. There's just so many Washington dudes. Like, isn't Kamari Peterson just good? And then I think Wesley Yates is like incredible. So
Yeah.
maybe Maniquit's like the engine though. That could happen.
Hmm.
Could
So looking
happen.
at the, is there anybody in the SEC who's sort of getting overlooked?
I think it depends on how you define overlooked. Like a lot of my answers are kind of projected starters, but like no one's talking Rylan Griffin, and I love his system fit with Bucky.
Let's throw Rylan Griffin needs to be on this list.
All right.
No
Well,
one has talked about him. I'll go zero. And after the year he had at Kansas, I think that's definitely fair.
yeah, I really believe in his game. I just think he needs the right situation.
Is there anyone at Tennessee with the bounce back year? Amari Abram. He's not really getting any attention. I just don't know if he's that good.
So we have nine, I think, right now. Is that the right number?
Mm-hmm.
Actually, Uh, okay. There were two I was going to nominate that I don't know if this is actually the ask of the category or not, but the two I was going to nominate are guys I think are identical in situation. Braden Hawthorne, the freshman at Kentucky, who's like a Tayshaun Prince replica that they're acting like, yeah, he's raw, but like he might just be a freakish dude that needs 10 minutes a game off the bench. And then Dom Diamande at BYU, who's the same thing. Every time they put clips out, this dude's dunking on everyone, and AJ Devonta's like this. Like, I just kind of believe in those dudes' raw abilities, but they're not even discussed when you talk about those
Mm-hmm.
two teams. I don't know what's going to happen this year, but I think it would happen down the line. If we didn't do those two, oh man, I just had one more and now I'm going to forget it. Um,
Dalen, I would nominate Dalen Swain as like a overlooked transfer just because he kind of followed Sean Miller and was up and down last year, but he could pretty clearly, I think, take the mantle at Texas and be their go-to guy.
I think you're right. Only issue is I kind of hate Swain's game. I
That's
think he
fair.
sort of just stinks. I'll give one more transfer nomination if you like this better than the two freshmen I gave.
Hmm.
I would buy a Cannon Catchings reclamation project.
I was like thinking about Cannon a little bit.
I don't know if hype counts for him because he still is a big name, but like he was so bad at BYU that it seems like everyone's just like, no way.
Hmm. What if we do? Okay, hold on. What if we kick off Jacob Furphy since he's just not getting enough? I want to leave Jacob Furphy on here. Can we kick Sebastian Wilkins off?
Sure.
This is like a very this is on brand for me to say we got to include a Duke guy. Then at the first chance to kick someone off, I'm removing a Duke guy.
Yeah, kick the Duke
So
guy. Who cares, Brotherhood? Sue us.
all right, so we're kicking Sebastian Wilkins, which leaves us with Derek Dixon, Chance Mallory, Jacob Furphy, Nick Boyd, Amari Allen, Keaton Wagler, Rylan Griffin, Jack Benter, Dom Diamande, Cannon Catchings, and Braden Hawthorne.
Did you get Rylan Griffin too?
Hmm.
Diamande, Braden Hall. Isn't that 11?
We're a deep team, Greg.
Okay, we're just doing 11. I
We're
like
just
it.
doing 11.
All right, can I convince you to cut Jacob Furphy?
No, you cannot.
To
Not on
get
my
into
day.
the clean 10?
Is there anyone else? Why don't we knock off Keaton Wagler? We talk about him enough.
Can we knock off Amari Allen since I don't know who he is?
Yeah, we can knock off Amari Allen.
All right, Amari Allen's the guy that's off. That gets us to a clean 10. Third topic, where we at, Riley Davis?
Greg, we are going to do a dynasty draft of college basketball this year.
Yeah, buddy.
Let's each take 7 players. Get your starting five, 2 bench guys. Dynasty it up.
All right, can we do 8 guys to make it an even 8 rounds and make the snake draft fair?
Yes, I'm not good at determining numbers of lineups as we discovered in the last segment.
Eight is the number. That way we can't give an advantage to the first pick. That's usually a trick I use to cheat Carter Elliott and all of these. Don't tell him. He'll never listen to this. So okay, 8 rounds, 5 starters, 3 bench guys. Clarify this rule for me before we begin. Is the 5-5 happening?
No, 5-5 is done.
Okay, so
Five and
Braden
five is
Smith is not going to play a second year after this year.
correct.
Got it. Okay.
This is the fantasy, excuse me, this is the dynasty draft sponsored by Indeed.com. No 5-5s here.
Okay. And last question. How mad will you be if I just take a bunch of one and dones and say I don't care about the dynasty. I want the best team this year to go all in? Because some people do that with dynasty drafts.
I would prefer if you would play into the exercise some and think a little bit about building for your future.
Okay. If it were up to me, I would go all in on freshmen. Just a lot. Yeah, that's what I would do. So here we go. Do you want the first pick or the second pick?
You know what? I'm going to take the first pick.
Okay.
And with that first pick, I am going to zag and not take JT Toppin, who is the consensus, I guess, second best player in the country. Who should? Oh shoot, my whole strategy just got messed up, Greg.
Why?
I thought Donovan Dent had 2 years left. I was going to take him number one. This throws off
Oh,
my whole plan. I will take JT.
no.
I will take JT Toppin number
You
one.
are taking JT Toppin. Wow.
Yeah, I'm taking JT Toppin one.
All right. So basically, the pitch there is 2 years of JT Toppin is the most valuable dynasty thing you think in the sport.
I do. Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm scrolling through, trying to figure out guys I think will for sure be here 2 years. And how do I want to play this? I'd honestly love to get some guys that'll be here more than 2 years. But it's hard. Like anyone that's really good as an underclassman, you're like, yeah, he'll be gone. You're not like you can't draft anyone with the presumption you're gonna get 4 years from them, can you?
Mm-hmm. I guess not. No.
Or maybe I can. Because I'm gonna take back-to-back sophomore guards here that I think I could get 3 years out of. I'm taking Rob Wright and Christian Anderson.
Oh, that's good. That's a good one. Let's see. I
I
honestly,
pray I get 2 year or at least 3 years out of both those guys.
okay. Next up, I will take Solo Ball. Hopefully, get 2 years out of him. And I will take. Man, I'll gamble and take Boogie Fland
Boogie Fland.
and
Okay.
hope that he comes back for another year.
Okay. I have my backcourt. I would like my front court. I'm going to take Merez Johnson and Daniel Jacobson.
Wow. Daniel
Team
Jacobs.
USA teammates. They've played together. They know how this works. 4 years of eligibility left for Daniel Jacobson. I don't think he's an NBA player. 3 years potentially of Merez Johnson. The rebounding, the shooting, the shot, rim protection. I love my team right now.
Okay, so I need a wing. There's a couple directions I want to go here. I am going to take. I might double up on the Florida guys and take Thomas Houck and hope that he doesn't leave for the NBA and that we get 2 more years out of him. And
Do you think
then,
that's likely? I kind of thought he was a guaranteed one and done, but I don't know.
there's a chance that he doesn't live up to expectations this year. Maybe Florida puts together a nice little NIL package and says you're a fringe first rounder. You might not be going where you think. Why don't you
Okay.
come run it back in Gainesville?
Okay.
And I'm this my other wing I want to get, who I think should be there multiple years. Let me get Blake Harper.
Okay. He's only a sophomore, right?
So I might get 3 more years of Blake Harper.
That's a good pick. That's a good pick. That guy would have fit perfectly in between my team right now. That's a good pick. Okay. So I got the backcourt for 3 years, I think. Rob Wright, Christian Anderson, and I love their games. I got the front court for 3 years, Morez Johnson, Daniel Jacobson, and I love their games. I basically just need off-ball, comfortable shooters and scoring and 3 and D in between them. And I want as many guys with multiple years of eligibility that I can get. So I'm going to double dip in the Big Ten here with the same first name. Give me John Blackwell and John Mobley.
Ooh, those are two good picks. I
Two
like that a
years of
lot.
Blackwell, theoretically 3 years of Mobley.
I really like those picks. I'm jealous I didn't think of taking Blackwell first. So I have three more picks to make. I'm going to take two upside guys who might be in their current situation multiple years. Maybe this comes back to bite me, but I don't care. I'm taking Mario St. Superi at Gonzaga and trusting I get a couple years of him. And I'm going to take Elijah Freeman at Auburn.
Okay. What year of eligibility is Freeman?
In my mind, he's a sophomore. In real
Okay.
life, oh, in real life, he's a sophomore too. All right, so I got 3 years of Elijah Freeman.
Okay, that's a good pick. That's a good pick. Um, I'm torn on how to go with my last pick here. So for first one, I'll lock in the one I like. I think this is a McDonald's All-American, another shooter with size that could theoretically play 4 years in college based on who he is. I'm taking Trey McKenney, my Michigan
Ooh,
Wolverines
okay.
guy. Yeah, he's been lighting it up, and I think he could be a 4 years in college guy. Need one more, and I'm debating it because there's a lot of different ways to go. At the risk of you taking one of these names, I'm assuming you did your pre-work on this, so I'm just going to name some names. I'm debating Omer Meyer, who I think has 4 years of eligibility. I'm debating Cohen Carr, 2 years of just super bouncy Cohen fun guy. I'm debating a couple other freshmen, like could Braylon Mullins play 2 years maybe? Could
Mm-hmm.
some of those guys underwhelm? I think I'm going to positionally, I've got enough guards. I'm going to take Cohen Carr
That's a good pick. You
and
probably will get 2 years.
two. Yeah,
I'm going to finish mine and add to my front court depth and once again go back to the well of high upside international guys who may let me down, but it's kind of on brand. I'm taking Johan Grunlow to wrap up our draft.
it's a
Hopefully I
good
get a
pick.
couple of years of him at Virginia.
It's a good pick. It's a very good pick. All right, so your team, can you present your starting lineup and then the three bench guys? How are you going to run it?
Yeah, I'm going to run it with Boogie at the one. I'm going to put Solo at the two. Going to have Blake Harper at the three, Thomas Hauk at the four, JT Toppin at the five. Then off the bench, I got Mario St. Superi, Elijah Freeman, and Johan Grunlow. I feel pretty good about that,
Good
actually.
team, really positionally balanced and versatile. Yeah, it's a good team. All right, I got Rob Wright at the one, Christian Anderson shot hunting at the two. I'm starting John Blackwell at the three, Morez Johnson at the four, Daniel Jacobson at the five, Mobley Jr., sixth man of the year, Trey McKenney, kind of my developmental piece, and Cohen Carr's dunks as well. I think we both did pretty good with that.
I do too. That's a fun exercise.
One big thing presented by Riley Davis and our sponsors, Duncan Mechanical Solutions. Riley, what you got?
So I have decided, Greg, that I want to use the word capiche more. And this was a realization I had while in some fantasy football negotiations with you. I'm trying to mend fences between you and my co-manager, Evan Miyakawa. I'm having to deal with some relational fallout there, perhaps some perceived arrogance, maybe even on both sides. And so I hit you with a little like, hey, you're not dealing with Evan right now. You're dealing with bluffs. Capiche? And I just realized I want to work capiche more into my daily lexicon.
Capiche is a great word. So, am I interpreting this correctly? Evan believes I'm a little bit arrogant. Is that what's going
Uh
on? You said two
he
sides.
I said you have voiced to me you view him as arrogant.
Those are
He
my
more
words.
so
Evan is an arrogant fantasy football rival of mine. This man will not go 5 seconds without down talking everyone else in the league, not just me, everyone else in the league. It's true.
he picked up on some anger on your part in dealing with some trade negotiations. Yeah. So this is what I do. I'm a peacemaker. I bring both sides together. We work it out. Capiche?
Do you
And
do you think you were successful in making peace here, Riley?
I do not think I was successful now.
Capiche? Capiche.
Capiche?
Thumbs up emoji. Capiche. Yeah, no, I'm preying on your guys' downfall at all times. It's a hard spot because I I adore you. I'd take a bullet for you. And Evan is obviously an actual real life personal friend as well. But fantasy football owner Evan is like top three most hated individuals on the planet for me. So I don't know what to do with that. But yeah, I mean, I'd look down at the standings and see you guys just on my heels yapping at all times. And it's getting annoying. I got to do something about it. How are you feeling about your fantasy team, by the way? You're still going to be there in the end, as always.
Yeah, we'll figure it out, but our running back depth is terrible right now. For those listening, I know people don't care about your fantasy team. We made a bit of a risky high upside trade though in trading for an injured CD Lamb and giving up some depth to do so, and I just hope it works out. Greg made a great point where he said he's going to come back when you're under 500 and put up 6 for 78 stat lines and you're going to be incensed. So
Hey,
hopefully that doesn't work out, but
you'll be there. It's always you, me, and Sweeney, and then
Mhm.
usually Borzell. I don't know what's going on with Borzello's team this year, but those are the four blue bloods in this league. It is what it is, and we just have a Duke North Carolina type rivalry here. I mean, I'm certainly
True.
Duke, the better of the two programs, and the less annoying of the two programs for sure, the
Mm,
non-delusional of the two programs. But every Duke
okay,
needed.
okay. Hold on. Wait a minute. First off, tell me, Greg, is 6 more than 5?
Six is, yeah, six is higher than five. Yeah.
Yeah. 6 chips to 5 for UNC Duke. Secondly, the more annoying ones, I'm the one who got people in the comments saying, like, how dare you slander Pat Gongba? To which I said, yeah, Mr. 4-3, I'm cool slandering him until he proves something. So, Duke fans, plenty annoying in the comments on the various apps. UNC fans are annoying too. I'll give that to you. But I got a rant.
I just want to make it extremely clear. If you had the opportunity to sign up for Pat Ngongba to be your starting center right now, you would run through a wall for it, just the same way that Evan Miyakawa would run through a wall to take Rome Odunze right now and Caleb Williams instead of Joe Burrow and T. Higgins, who you both kept for $67 because his dumbass spreadsheet told you to. How's Lad McConkey working out? That was the steal of the draft, wasn't it? Spreadsheet. It's never going to work. And you have to come to terms with the fact that your little model isn't as smart as some real human beings in this league. And yeah, I said plural because there's more than just me that have danced around you for years now. So maybe just stop talking down to everybody, okay? You can be your own annoying little thing in your own little world. Stop talking like you're better than everyone. Good Lord. All right. One big thing. Right back to it. One big thing. Now I'm going to rant about my fan base. This comes out a day after game 3 of the wild card for the Detroit Tigers. So I am recording this before I know the result of the Tigers playoff series. This is either going to fall so on deaf ears and everyone's going to hate it, or this is going to be very poignant. I'm hoping it's poignant and we win this game. I can't stand 99% of my Tigers fan base right now. It's driving me crazy. The timeline is depressed as hell. Like, we're up 1-0 at the time that I'm talking about yesterday. We're up 1-0 in a playoff series in a 1-1 ball game. And we have Tigers fans on the timeline talking about that's why this core isn't worth anything. They'll never do anything good. Shut up. Like we are 4 years removed from like winning 57 ball games. We sat here after we traded Verlander and just watched this team be the worst in baseball for 5 years. Are we the perfect baseball team? No. Did our GM make the trades needed to win a World Series? No. If your expectation this year was win the World Series, you deserve to be as confused and disappointed as you are right now. Can we not just enjoy a playoff run? I've watched too many baseball seasons end without one to not sit here with a smile on my face as I get to watch this team in game 3. And have they been miserable for a month? Absolutely, they've been miserable. Does it annoy me? Yeah. Do I hope we make some changes in the offseason? Absolutely. But like, just because our 3, 4, 5 hitters go 1 inning without a hit with a runner in scoring position doesn't mean you need to sound the alarms and say they're not worth shit. Kerry Carpenter gave us one of the greatest moments in the history of this franchise last year. Riley Green has had good moments for this team. If I was a player on this team, I would be so annoyed and feel like it's insufferable right now playing for a fan base that can't appreciate a playoff run after we played 5 months of this season in first place in the division. So nut up, man. It's driving me insane. And yeah, we might lose 11-0 in game 3 and this falls on deaf ears. That would suck. But like, it won't suck as much as watching our team in a tie baseball game act like the world is ending. Grow up and let's win a game. Any thoughts?
You're never gonna be happy till you love yours, Greg. Feel like your fan base needs to hear that. Love yours, J. Cole, 2014.
Thank you. That's the show. A great week of shows on this channel, dare I say. Riley will be back next week. As always, have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday.